You were one of the first actors to actually act in international film.
They are very, very good in their systems. But if the system fails, अब मैं superstar राजेश खन्ना उसको बोलूँगा कि लुंगी में मेरा पाँव फंस गया. Karan Johar is another person who keeps the atmosphere very light. We reached Cannes only to realize that we have no publicity material. It hadn't come. Please, we have a movie day after tomorrow at 6 o'clock at the Palais. Please come, please watch it. And we had a full house.
Talking of powerful actors, you've paired against so many in the last 50 years. Is there a particular pairing against a particular co-star that's more close to your heart than
Naseeruddin Shah. First, I've done a lot of work with him. I haven't done work for a long time now, and so I'm really looking forward to Shekhar Kapoor's film, where we are finally going to be working together. But Naseer is, to me, the actor that I continue to learn from. Yeah. And, acting is also reacting. And if you are looking into the eyes of your co-actor, and the eyes are telling the truth, then half your work becomes that much easier. I remember when we were doing Sparsh, when I was doing a scene with him, I used to be so convinced that he's blind that when we could come out of the scene and if we had to go down the stairs, I would automatically hold his hand and he'd say, Shabana, I'm not blind. They can actually see in real life. For me, he has definitely been the actor that I've enjoyed working. Abroad, I've enjoyed working with Emma Thompson a lot. She's a very generous actor. She gives of herself. She keeps the spirit very light. It makes a lot of difference.
Talking of light environment on the sets, I mean, who was the most witty or the funniest co-star you worked with?
Sanjeev Kumar was one. Rajesh Khanna was another one. Then Shashi Kapoor was absolutely lovely. Then amongst the newer people, Baman Irani is lots and lots of fun.
Some memories, some incidents with them?
So, Rajesh Khanna and I were working together in some film. And the next day, he came with a sprain, like how I've got a sprain. And so some journalist had come on the set. And she said, "Ye aapko kya ho gaya?" So he's saying, I was doing a horse riding scene yesterday and I fell down from the horse. So mere muh se besakhtagi se nikla. But we were working together yesterday. Why did you say, give me one kick under the table? So I kept quiet. Then after the journalist left, he said, तुमको राजा हरिश्चंद्र बनने की जरूरत क्या है? तुम क्यों अपना मुंह खोली? तो मैंने कहा मगर, so he said, लुंगी में मेरा पाँव फंस गया था and I fell down. अब मैं superstar राजेश खन्ना उसको बोलूँगा कि लुंगी में मेरा पाँव फंस गया, इसलिए मैंने वो कहानी करी. So there were lots of people who made fun of themselves. Abhishek Bachchan, he's a prankster. He keeps it very light. The atmosphere has changed because about 20-30 years ago, everybody sat together and ate. Now, everybody has their own vanity vans and everybody goes away to their trailer. So, after the scene,
सब अपने
वो खत्म हो जाता है
और अपना फोन लेके
बिल्कुल. और Abhishek will insist that everybody should eat together. Even if you're dieting, you come and you sit and he creates that kind of very nice, lovely atmosphere. I love working with him. Ranveer was also great fun working with. In fact, Karan Johar is another person who keeps the atmosphere very light
Acha.
on the sets, and he doesn't get all tense and he doesn't scream and shout. And earlier to kya hota tha ki everybody used to shout because nobody had any mics. Everybody was shouting. The cinematographer would shout and the director would shout. It was just so unbearable. And now sab log chote mics. So the atmosphere is completely different. And abroad, you cannot raise your voice. I mean, the director absolutely cannot raise his voice. No actor can raise their voice. And there's a different sort of, the whole atmosphere is very different because देखो हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि हम अपने अपने कमरों में चले जाते हैं and everybody gets their hair done and they get their makeup and they only come 5 seconds before the shoot. But when you're working abroad, everybody has the same trailer in which the hair is being done, the makeup is being done because there's a head makeup and there's a head hair person who needs to see all the actors together because she's the one who is deciding the
entire
look. So there is no hierarchy. That creates a warmth which I enjoy, which I like.
Talking of the international films, I mean, you were one of the first actors to actually act in international films, Madam Sutatska. What did the industry learn from the international films at that time?
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि only we learn from them. They also learn. They also learn from us. Because you see, they are very, very good in their systems. But if the system fails, हम लोग तो हैं ही जुगाड़ू.
बिल्कुल.
System fail करेगा तो 15 लोग 15 चीजों के साथ आ जाते हैं. And that used to surprise them so much. Because over there, only the person who's been entrusted with this job will do that job. Nobody else will also
even contribute
help.
to a suggestion.
Not contribute and all that. So we learn from each other. I remember when we were doing City of Joy, there was some particular scene that we were constantly having trouble with. And so we tried to do it 3 times and it was on the road and it couldn't be done and all that. And so I told Roland Joffrey, I said, let me go and speak to the Chief Minister. He said, why would you speak to the Chief Minister? I said, because then we'll try and resolve what this is. And they looked at me like I was some other creature only, that a actor can take the trouble of saying that, okay, let me go and speak. It's unheard of.
Because it was outside your job description.
Yeah, absolutely. So, इसमें हम लोग एक दूसरे से सीखते हैं. I mean, I remember when we were doing Halo, there was a shot which both Pablo and Natasha were doing. It was their scene entirely, okay? But so I was there, I had one dialogue, there was another actor who had another dialogue, and there was somebody else who had no dialogue at all. They did it 18 times to perfection because at one point it moved to my face, at another point it went to another place. Can you just imagine just pushing your innards outside to do that for your co-actor? हमारे यहाँ तो third assistant आके बोल देता है. I mean, it's only now, very rarely, that actors have started giving their cues.
You represented India at Cannes in 1976 or something? Nishant ke dinon mein?
That's right.
So what are your memories from that?
You see, at that time we were allowed only $8 each. $8 were all that we were allowed to take.
Per day के हिसाब से.
ना हिंदुस्तान से अब सिर्फ $8 ले सकते थे. और फिर वहाँ शायद कुछ per diem मिलता था, पता नहीं. But so we reached Cannes only to realize that we have no publicity material. It hadn't come. We had no money, so we couldn't give the glamorous parties, or we couldn't do anything. And so then we panicked and we said, what are we going to do? So Shyam Benegal, being an advertising man, said, Shabana and Smita, I want you to wear your best Kanjivaram sarees and your big bindis and walk up and down the promenade. we did as he told us. And at that time, it was so rare. I don't think they must have ever seen anybody in a sari. So they would turn around and look at us and say, "Where are you from?" And we'd say, "We are from India. Please, we have a movie day after tomorrow at 6 o'clock at the Ballet. Please come, please watch it." And we had a full house. Can you imagine? It was just the magic of
the magic of the sari.
The magic of the sari.